You ever notice how some people seem to slow down way too early? I mean, they're not that old, but suddenly stairs feel like Everest, and getting up from the couch looks like a full workout. Yeah, I've seen that happen more than I'd like. The wild part is, it's often got nothing to do with age itself. It's your legs, folks! Your legs are like the first team on your body to tap out when you're not paying attention. And the scary thing? Once they start going, they really go. You stop using them and boom, you lose them. Literally. They shrink, they weaken, they slow down. Now, most people don't think of legs as important muscles, unless they're running marathons or climbing cliffs or something. But legs? They're your body's foundation. That's your balance. That's your reaction time. That's whether you catch yourself or hit the ground hard when you trip on your cat at 3 a.m. And yeah, I'm talking about that for a reason. Because weak legs are one of the sneakiest reasons people start aging faster. You might not even notice it until it's already messing with your coordination, or you feel wobbly for no reason. And when balance, coordination, and reaction time all drop together, that's a recipe for a fall. A bad one. So here's something no one really wants to think about, but we kind of have to. Weak legs, they don't just slow you down. They can take you down, literally. You see, when your leg strength fades, you don't just lose muscle, you start losing balance. And once that goes, your coordination dips, your reaction time lags, and suddenly, you're not just a little clumsy, you're at serious risk. Like, life-changing kind of risk. Falls are the #1 cause of death from injury in older adults. Not car crashes, not fires. Falls. Just a simple fall. And a huge part of that comes down to leg weakness, poor balance, and your body not reacting fast enough to stop it. And here's the kicker. Mix in some bone loss from osteoporosis, which is super common after a certain age, and now we're talking broken hips. And not just, ouch, broken bone. No. For some people, a hip fracture becomes the beginning of the end. Statistically, up to 50% of people who break their hip might not survive the next year. And even if they do, about 60% of them won't get their full independence back. They need long-term care. They lose freedom. They lose movement. They lose parts of themselves. And yeah, I know that sounds heavy. But that's exactly why we're talking about it, because it doesn't have to end like that. There are ways, simple ways, to flip the script and keep your body working the way it wants to. Okay, so let's clear something up. Getting stronger isn't just about pumping iron or blasting your legs until they burn. There's more to it. A lot more, actually. Real strength? It's kind of like a conversation between your brain and your muscles. And guess what? If they're not talking clearly, nothing's going to move the way it should. You see, your brain sends little electric zaps, like, "Hey, move that leg!" through your nerves. But if that signal gets fuzzy, delayed, or off sync by even a fraction of a second, you lose coordination. You slow down. You stumble. And all that gym time? Kind of wasted if the wiring's not firing right. So yeah, it's not just about muscle size. It's about connection, precision, timing. And here's another thing people forget. Exercise doesn't actually build muscle. Nope, it tears it down. Every time you work out, you're kind of damaging your muscles on purpose. Micro tears, controlled stress. That's the point. But the real magic happens when you rest. When your body rebuilds those fibers, a little stronger than before. But that only works if you've got the right materials to rebuild. That means food, nutrients, fuel. If your body's running on junk, or just missing key building blocks, then all that workout effort just ends up being a slow grind with no real gains. So yeah, the secret sauce is both. 1, train smart, to build the mind-muscle connection. 2, recover right, with real food your body understands. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels. So, here's a fun little twist most people never hear at the gym. Exercise? It doesn't build your muscles. It breaks them. Literally, you're tearing tiny muscle fibers every time you train. Sounds bad, right? But actually, it's kind of perfect. Because your body doesn't like damage. It's like, whoa, we weren't ready for that. Better rebuild stronger next time. And that's when the magic happens. During the recovery. Not during the squats. Not during the push. During the pause. So if you're just going full beast mode every day and skipping rest, you're actually holding yourself back. Worse, you might even get weaker or injured. But let's go even deeper. Your muscles don't rebuild themselves out of thin air. They need raw materials, protein, minerals, vitamins, real food. If all you're eating is processed junk and sugary quick fixes, your body's like a builder trying to make a house out of wet cardboard. It just doesn't work. And don't forget the signal chain. Your brain has to reconnect with your muscles again and again, cleaner each time. That's how coordination improves. That's how timing sharpens. That's how you stop tripping over your own feet in the dark. So yeah, smart training, real recovery, actual food. It's not fancy, but it's how your body learns to handle stress, grow stronger, and bounce back harder next time. Destroy, rebuild, repeat. That's the rhythm. That's how you age better, not just slower. All right, let's get into it. First move up, calf raises. Sounds simple, right? But don't let that fool you. This one packs way more punch than you'd expect. When you rise up on your toes, you're firing two key muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. Fancy names, I know, but trust me, they're your silent stabilizers. They keep you balanced. They keep you walking smooth. They help you not fall over when the sidewalk's a little uneven or the floor's a little slippery. Now, the beauty of calf raises? You don't need a gym. You don't need gear. You don't even need shoes. You can literally do this in your kitchen while waiting for the kettle to boil. Here's how it goes. Step 1. Stand tall, feet flat. Step 2. Lift your heels. That's it. Squeeze the calves at the top, then slowly lower. Sounds easy, until you've done 20. If you're new, start with both feet. If you feel shaky, grab a wall or chair for balance. No shame in that. Actually, trying to do it without holding on to anything, that adds a little balance training. Bonus points. Ready to level up? Try doing one leg at a time. Or step onto a stair or box, letting your heels dip down lower. Now you've got a stretch and a burn. And if you really want to feel the heat, grab some dumbbells or toss a barbell on your shoulders. Yeah, now we're talking. And here's the wild part. By adding just a few inches of motion and resistance, you're not just building muscle. You're improving balance, joint control, and even sending sharper signals back to your brain. Small move, big benefits. That's the kind of training that ages well. You know what's wild? Squats, just good old-fashioned squats, are probably one of the most powerful moves you'll ever do. And you don't even need a gym, or weights, or a trainer. Just a chair and a little patience. Let me break it down. At first glance, it looks simple. Sit down, stand up. But underneath that motion, your body's firing up your quads, glutes, hamstrings, core, and even working on flexibility and balance, all at once. And here's the thing. Losing the ability to stand up from a chair, that's often the first scary sign of aging. So how do we flip that? We start where it starts, with sitting. Step 1. Find a chair. Office chair, kitchen chair, doesn't matter. Sit down, then stand up using your arms for support. That's it. Just get the motion back. Once you've got that down, try it without using your arms. Now your legs are doing all the heavy lifting. Literally. Key things to remember. Keep your chest lifted. Lean forward slightly, but don't hunch your back. Keep your knees tracking over your toes. Don't let them cave in. And feel your weight in your heels, not the balls of your feet. Trust me, the moment you start tipping forward too much, your knees will feel it, and not in a good way. Now, ready to level up? Try a full bodyweight squat without a chair. Feet shoulder width apart, or slightly wider if you're tight. Toes angled out a bit. Drop your hips like you're sitting into an invisible chair. Keep your spine straight and core braced. Boom! Now you're doing real squats. And if you want to take it up another notch, add weight. Dumbbells held like a goblet in front of your chest work wonders. It's called a goblet squat, and it forces you to stay upright and engaged. Not flexible enough to go deep? That's fine. Just go as far as you can while keeping good form. Over time, your mobility will catch up. Every rep is an investment in your independence. All right, now let's talk about a move that looks easy right up until your thighs catch fire. Yep, I'm talking about the wall sit. Here's the deal. Sometimes we just need something simple and safe to build leg strength, especially if balance is an issue. And that's where this one shines. You don't need equipment, you don't need space, you just need a wall. Here's what you do. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Slide down slowly like you're sitting into an invisible chair. Knees at about 90 degrees, thighs parallel to the floor. Feet out far enough so your knees stay above your ankles. Hold. Just hold. At first, it might be 10 seconds, maybe 15. That's fine. You'll feel the burn quick. You're mainly working your quads here, the big muscles in front of your thighs. And that's great for everyday stuff like climbing stairs, standing up, or keeping yourself stable on uneven ground. What's cool is, even though it's static, no movement, you're still triggering a serious neuromuscular response. Your brain's learning how to hold control under pressure. Want to make it tougher? Slide a little lower, hold longer, move your feet a bit farther from the wall, or add a dumbbell in your lap. Yeah, your legs will love that. But hey, don't worry if you can't go deep. Even a shallow version builds strength. Just make sure your knees aren't caving in and your back stays pressed to the wall. And here's a pro tip. Focus on your breath. Slow inhale, slow exhale. It helps the time pass. A little. So yeah, simple, sneaky, solid. The wall sit. Your legs will hate it, your knees will thank you later. All right, now for something that feels kind of silly, but works crazy well. Walking on your toes and heels. Yeah, I know, sounds like toddler stuff, but don't knock it till you've tried it. Here's what's really going on. When you walk on your toes, you light up your calves. That's your gastrocnemius and soleus. When you walk on your heels, you fire the anterior tibialis, the muscles that run along your shin.
So you're hitting both front and back of your lower leg. And bonus, you're teaching your brain how to stay balanced on a super narrow base of support.
That right there? That's functional strength. It's also fantastic for people recovering from instability, or just trying to react faster if they trip or slip. Here's how to do it. Toe walks. Stand tall, heels off the ground, and walk forward on the balls of your feet. Try 10 to 20 steps. Heel walks. Flip it. Toes off the ground, walk on your heels the same way. You'll feel it quick. Especially in your shins, muscles most people don't even realize they have. And get this drill is actually used by orthopedic doctors to test nerve damage. Yeah, they'll ask people to walk on toes and heels to check for herniated discs or nerve root issues. If one side gives out, that tells them something's wrong. But even if you're totally healthy, it's a killer way to train balance and neuromuscular control, especially in your ankles and feet, which take a beating as we age. Want to level it up? Add a light weight in one hand. Close your eyes for a few seconds, if you're brave, or walk backward on toes and heels. Start slow. So yeah, it's simple, a little goofy, but your nervous system? It'll love you for this one.
You ever want a move that feels chill, but still hits deep? Let me introduce you to the glute bridge, a low-effort-looking, high-reward kind of deal. Here's the setup. You lie on your back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, arms relaxed at your sides. And then, you lift your hips!
That's it. But don't be fooled, this thing fires up your glutes, hamstrings, and core all at once. It also teaches your body how to extend your hips, which, by the way, is something most people totally forget how to do after years of sitting. The glutes are your engine. They're your biggest muscle group. If they're asleep, your whole body pays the price, from posture to lower back pain. Now, start with regular bridges. Push through your heels, squeeze at the top. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Lower slowly. You'll feel it. Oh yeah. Especially if you've been sitting all day. Want to spice it up? Try reps, going up and down slowly. Do single leg bridges. One foot stays planted, the other leg extends straight. Add a resistance band around your thighs for extra glute activation. Or toss your feet onto a bench or exercise ball to challenge stability. Just be careful. Don't arch your lower back at the top. The lift should come from your hips, not your spine. Keep that core tight and glutes doing the heavy lifting. And here's a bonus. Bridges are safe, even for people with back issues. They build strength without standing up, which is perfect if you're rehabbing or just starting out. One more thing. Because you're lying down, gravity isn't pushing as hard. So while it's great for muscle activation, it's less effective for building bone density. Just something to keep in mind. This is more of a control and form move. But for waking up sleepy glutes and dialing in that brain-body connection, glute bridges are the real deal. So let's step sideways for a minute. Literally. Because side lunges? They're a game changer. Most people move forward. Some move back. But very few ever train moving sideways. And that's a huge miss, because life doesn't always come at you in straight lines. Here's the magic of side lunges. You're building strength in your quads, glutes, and hamstrings. You're stretching your inner thighs, that's your adductors. And you're waking up your hip stabilizers, which are key for balance and injury prevention. Now, the move itself is simple. Start with your feet a little wider than shoulder width. Step out to the side. Bend one knee while keeping the other leg straight. Hips go back, chest stays up. Then push off and come back to center. Think, sit into one leg, stretch the other. That's the feel. Start shallow, just a small dip side to side. As you get more confident and more flexible, go deeper. Sink into it. Let your hips open up. Want to add some flavor? Hands on hips, easy and grounded. Hands to opposite knee, adds a bit of rotation and focus. Elbow to knee, helps you set a consistent range. Hands at your chest, challenges your core to stay upright. Or add dumbbells for resistance once you're solid. The key here? Make sure your knee and toes are pointing the same way. And don't collapse your chest. Keep it proud, like you're showing off a t-shirt logo. This move is sneaky good for improving balance, building leg power, and unlocking tight hips. Plus, it trains a motion most people totally neglect, lateral control. So yeah, side lunges might not look flashy, but they'll keep you stable when life hits from the side. Okay, so this one's quiet, but brutal. It doesn't look like much. You're lying down, barely moving, and then suddenly, burn city. I'm talking about side-lying leg lifts. Simple setup, targeted result. Here's what's going on. You're hitting your gluteus medius. That's the side butt muscle that controls hip stability. You're also engaging your TFL, tensor fasciae latae, fancy name, but it helps with balance and posture. And because you're lying down, your body's not cheating with momentum or shifting weight around. Here's the move. Lie on your side. Bottom arm under your head or stretched out. Top leg straight, foot flexed. Lift the leg up slowly, then lower with control. That's it. But trust me, it hits hard. Here's what most people mess up. They start rotating their hips backward. They swing the leg instead of lifting it. They try to go too high too soon. Don't do that. Keep your hips stacked. Imagine a string pulling your top hip straight up. Lift just high enough to feel the side of your hip kick in. Go slow. This is about control, not speed. And if you really want to make it burn, add a resistance band around your thighs. Pause at the top for a second or two, or do tiny pulses at the top after a full set. Yeah, that's when the muscle starts yelling. There's even a standing version. Stand on a stair or small box. Let one leg hang off the edge. Lift and lower side to side, keeping the motion clean and isolated. This muscle helps you walk straight, keeps your pelvis level, and protects your knees. So even if it's not glamorous, strong glute med equals strong, stable movement. Period.
All right, time to talk about the plank. Just you, the floor, and gravity trying to crush your soul. But seriously, the plank is one of those still but savage moves. No jumping, no weights, no motion, yet your entire body's screaming by the end of it. Here's what's going on under the hood. Your abs, top to bottom, front to side. Your glutes, quads, shoulders, and back, all fired up to keep you from sagging or tipping. And your mind, learning how to control your body under pressure without flinching. It's more than strength. It's focus, stillness, tension, awareness. Here's how to do it. Elbows under shoulders, feet together, legs straight, hips in line with your shoulders, core tight, glutes squeezed, neck neutral. Start on your knees if you're new. No shame in that. Even 15 to 20 seconds can light you up. Most people mess this up by letting their back sag, hips lift too high, or neck crane forward like a turtle. Don't rush the time. Lock in the form. Want to level up? Full plank on toes and elbows. Side plank to target your obliques. Plank with shoulder taps. Add instability. Or throw in a weighted vest if you're feeling spicy. But here's the catch. The longer you hold it, the harder it is to keep good F. And if your hips start sagging, tuck them under. Squeeze. Breathe. Reset. Planks teach you how to own your body, not just power through stuff. You're not just building abs, you're building integrity. One brutal second at a time.
You want a move that actually trains you for real life?
Step-ups. Simple. Brutal. Crazy effective. Think about it. Stairs, curbs, uneven trails, even just getting into a truck. You're stepping up all the time. Might as well train for it, right? Here's how it works. Find a step, box, or stair. Plant one foot on it. Drive through your heel. Lift yourself up. Bring the other foot up to meet it. Then step back down. Slow and controlled. That's it. Sounds easy. Until rep 12 hits and your quads, glutes, and core are burning. This is real-world strength. Real-world balance. Miss a step in your house? Your leg better be ready to catch you. Want to start small? Use a low stair. Hold onto a railing or chair for balance. Feeling stronger? Try a higher step. Do it without support. Or hold dumbbells in your hands for resistance. And here's where it gets fun. You can level this up in so many ways. Drive your opposite knee up when you reach the top. Adds balance plus core. Add a press overhead with dumbbells. Upper body plus coordination. Use a wide box and step up sideways for lateral strength. But heads up, don't push off with your back leg. That's cheating. Make the front leg do the work. Also, control the descent. That's where a lot of people lose form or hurt their knee. Step-ups are more than just a leg exercise. They're a blueprint for staying mobile, independent, and stable as you age. So yeah, one step, one leg, one move at a time. But the payoff? Massive.
All right, time to talk about one of my all-time favorite leg moves, lunges.
This one's a beast. Total body challenge in disguise. Why do I love it so much? Because lunges hit everything. Quads, hamstrings, glutes, core stability, balance, and even that mind-muscle coordination we've been preaching all along. Plus, you don't need gear, you don't need space. Just you, the floor, and a little courage. Here's how it works. Step forward with one leg. Lower your back knee toward the ground. Front knee stays above the ankle. Back stays tall. Push off the front heel to return to start. Repeat on the other side. That's the classic forward lunge. Clean, controlled, and spicy. But here's a secret. I actually prefer starting with reverse lunges. Why? Because they're a bit more joint-friendly. Less strain on the knees, easier to control your form. And you're still getting the same amazing benefits. Want to dial it up? Walking lunges across a room. Elevate your front or rear foot to go deeper. Add dumbbells or a barbell for more resistance. Or mix in a knee drive at the top for balance training. Now, common mistakes? Oh, yeah, there are a few. Pushing through the toes instead of the heel, bad for your knee. Letting the front knee collapse inward. Rounding your back or tilting too far forward. So here's what I always tell people. Tall spine, strong core, heel drive, controlled return. That's your checklist. And if you're just starting out, use a chair or wall for balance. No shame. Lunges are humbling, even for the pros.
Fun fact, back when I was training for the Olympics, I actually did more lunges than squats.
Heavy lunges, weighted lunges, lunges with a human on my back. Wish I had video of that. So yeah, whether you're chasing gold medals or just chasing a healthier future, lunges will get you there. One step, one rep, one burn at a time. So, we've covered a lot. Why leg strength matters, how it protects your balance, your bones, your life. We walked through 10 powerful, simple exercises. We talked about starting slow, progressing smart, and listening to your body like it's got something to say. Because it does. The truth? You don't need perfect form, or expensive gear, or an Olympic coach. You just need to care enough to start. One representative, one breath, one step at a time. You don't have to do them all. Not today. Maybe not ever. Pick the ones that feel doable, or safe, or just interesting enough to try. Because action, even a little, beats waiting for motivation to strike. And here's the cool part. Once your legs get stronger, so does everything else. Your confidence, your posture, your independence. It's not about chasing youth. It's about keeping your freedom. The kind that lets you move through life on your terms. So go ahead, try something today. Just one move, just one set. And if it feels a little easier tomorrow, that's called winning. See you next time. Keep showing up.